There was once a boy with feathery hair and a heart that was bursting with feeling. His emotions seemed bigger than everyone else, and sometimes they made him go reeling. When playing outside on the yellowest days, a loud truck might rumble on by, and you wouldn't know it. That big heart of his would push feelings right out of his eyes. At night, when the shadows would form on the walls and fear would steal all of his rest, those feelings of his made it so hard to breathe as they jumped up and down on his chest. Sometimes when his play had to come to an end, or when things didn't go as he planned, the feelings would run down the length of his arms and clench when they got to his hands. He felt happy feelings as big as the others, from tickles and hide-and-go-seek and jokes and races and stories and songs that made feelings glow from his cheeks. Beautiful things would stick in his brain and not leave him for hours and hours. The fur of a dog, a fluffy white cloud, his mama, a banjo, some flowers. But when someone he loved had a very hard day, he'd been over-equipped to feel all their feelings as deeply as they, which would quiver right out of his lip. He wondered, why me? Why this big giant heart in a world that's so heavy and kind, where all of the feelings under the sun feel as if they were made to be mine? So the boy tried to stuff all of his feelings deep down, to control what he thought he should hide, afraid that the others would make fun of him if they saw all he felt deep inside. Would they think he was weak, dramatic, afraid? Would they call him a wimp or a baby? If they saw the big thumping heart in his chest, would they not want to play with him maybe? But while swinging one day, feeling oh so alone, he noticed a girl feeling blue. He marveled, what's that? Could it be? Yes, indeed, her emotions were extra big too. Are you okay? The boy asked the girl. I'm fine, just sometimes I get sad. He said, you do? Hey, I get sad too. I get scared and silly and mad. The two became pals who shared big hearts, not feeling they had to pretend when they needed to cry or to laugh big and loud, since feelings had helped them make friends. And soon they noticed there were other big hearts in the classroom, the playground, the bus, and they smiled as they learned it wasn't just them. Big emotions affect all of us. The boy and his friends slowly felt less alone with the emotions that live deep inside them. Emotions might feel big and scary sometimes, but that is no reason to hide them.
Holes by Louis Siccar. Chapter 1. There is no lake at Camp Green Lake. There once was a very large lake here, the largest lake in Texas. That was over 100 years ago. Now it's just a dry, flat wasteland. There used to be a town of Green Lake as well. The town shriveled up and dried up along with the lake and the people who live there. During the summer, the daytime temperatures hover around 95 degrees in the shade, if you can find any shade. There's not much shade in a big, dry lake. The only trees are 2 oak trees on the eastern edge of the lake. A hammock is stretched between the 2 trees, and a log cabin stands behind that. The campers are forbidden to lie in the hammock. It belongs to the warden. The warden owns the shade. Out on the lake, rattlesnakes and scorpions find shade under rocks and in the holes dug by campers. Here's a good rule to remember about rattlesnakes and scorpions. If you don't bother them, they won't bother you. Usually. Being bitten by a scorpion or even a rattlesnake is not the worst thing that can happen to you. You won't die. Usually. Sometimes a camper will be bitten by a scorpion or even a small rattlesnake. Then he will spend a day or two recovering in his tent instead of having to dig a hole on the lake. But you don't want to be bitten by a yellow-spotted lizard. That's the worst thing that can happen to you. You will die a slow and painful death. Always. If you get bitten by a yellow-spotted lizard, you might as well go to the shade of the oak trees and lie in the hammock. There is nothing anyone can do for you anymore.